Do you ever feel discouraged that the inner work that you do in your marriage doesn't seem to ever go noticed? And you just wondered, does my husband even see me? Does he see the inner work that I do? Does he see all the skills and the effort I put into this? And a lot of times it can feel really lonely and discouraging to be doing so much inner work and to not feel seen for it. In this week's Parsha, we're going to learn a super boost to make us feel deeply seen, deeply acknowledged, and deeply encouraged for the inner work that we do that's very possible no one else sees, and how that actually is its advantage and its beauty and its brilliance. So let's start with a story. There's a man who's living in Tzfat, and that's where we are right now, making this video, Baruch Hashem. He was living in Tzfat, and he did something so special, such a special mitzvah on his bar mitzvah day, that Eliyahu HaNavi came to him and said, I will teach you all the secrets of the Torah. Just tell me, what did you do on your bar mitzvah day? And the man refused to share, which caused a huge commotion in heaven, that he was keeping this mitzvah so private, so sacred, so secret. He wouldn't share, he wouldn't spill the secrets of this thing, because he said, this is just between me and Hashem. And it was such a precious thing that he wanted to keep the mitzvah just between him and Hashem, that it was decreed that anyways he's going to learn all the secrets of the Torah. But he kept all the secrets also to himself. And so it was decreed that in his next lifetime he needs to come to the world and share those secrets. And so that is the holy Baal Shem Tov. He was reincarnated as the Baal Shem Tov, and of course, any Baal Shem Tov story you know, Baal Shem Tov loved every mitzvah he did to be secret and private, and he always pretended to just, be a peasant walking through the town, unlearned person, and when really he was the richest man of all with the secrets of the Torah. At the age of 36, said, enough is enough. Either you're leaving the world or you're spilling the beans. And so that's when the Baal Shem Tov understood it was his divine mission to share the secrets of the Torah with the Jewish people. We learn from the story a lot, and specifically connected to our message today, is this idea that he wanted to keep the mitzvah just between him and Hashem. And that this caused such a spiritual commotion on high that he was allowed to learn all the secrets of the Torah. And who doesn't want that? So let's look at this week's Parsha, Parshas Tetzaveh. So we learn a lot about the Mishkan. We're building the Mishkan. We're building our home for Hashem, the tabernacle, if you will, in the desert. And what do we learn about? We learned that the Ketoret was offered on the inner Mizbeach. So there's the outer Mizbeach, and the outer altar, and then there's the inner sanctuary, the inner altar. And this is where the Ketoret, which was the incense offering that was brought every single day of the year, is brought there. And what we learn is so interesting is that only the Kohen, who was working in the temple that day, or the Mishkan that day, was allowed to go into the Mizbeach, the inner Heichel, the inner sanctuary, when the Ketoret was being offered. Meaning, Beis HaMikdash was a public place. Everyone was coming. They're bringing their... Okay, I keep saying Beis HaMikdash, but the Mishkan was this place where people were bringing their offerings, and there was lots of different services going on. It was a spiritual uprising. And then you have this really quiet, secret back space, the inner Mizbeach, that when the Kohen would come to give the Ketoret, to give the incense offering, no one was allowed to be there. And it even says no one could be peeping by the doorway. I just want to watch, FOMO. I just want to see what's going on. None of that. This was an intimate, secret, private moment of divine intimacy and binding between the Jew offering this Ketoret, this incense offering, and Hashem himself. And the Talmud Yerushalmi says that even the Malachim were not privy to being present to this divine service, which means really it was just this person and Hashem alone. We learn about this special offering after we learn about all the different ideas in the Mishkan. This is the last one to show us that this is actually the highest, deepest abode. And what is this? These are the mitzvahs that we do that no one else will ever see or know about. And for me, the place that I really get to experience that is in my marriage. The inner work that I'm blessed to get to do, it's just between me and Hashem. Meaning I get to share a win, a geula moment with my fellow geula wives, and that's so beautiful and so encouraging. And yet there's an element of it that's really always just between me and Hashem. Meaning, for example, my husband's going to appreciate the things I do to respect him, right? He's going to notice the respect. He's going to notice, I'm giving oxygen, thank God, to him and to our marriage by respecting him. But is he going to know about the things that I don't say? Is he going to see, all the things I hold back and hand over my mouth, the criticism or the control? Or, a wife, the things she doesn't tell her husband to do, like how to drive or how to plan out his day? No, he isn't going to know about those things because that's just between her and Hashem. Meaning, the light of the Ketoris, the aroma, it went everywhere. It benefited all the Jewish people. So the inner work we do, of course it benefits our marriage. And of course our husbands see the results. They feel the respect. They feel the life-giving energy we're giving to our marriage from inner work. But that inner work, that place of our heart, that's just between us and Hashem. That's the inner Mizbeach. And knowing that that is a moment of divine favor and divine intimacy between us and Hashem, that no one else can enter that space because it's so sacred. I just want us to take a moment right now to honor that space and to feel encouragement and the joy of tapping into that. So I invite you to think of now of something you did for your marriage in the last week. Maybe it was an act of respect. Maybe it was a thing you didn't say. Maybe it was the act of love and kindness that you did, the encouragement you gave him, that super boost, whatever it was. And just take a moment and choose one thing. And now close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. And just notice the inner work that you did, the work within the inner chambers of your heart. To conjure up that kindness or that respect, to hold back or to give. Notice what it took. Just acknowledging and seeing your own heart. And let that fill you with the joy of a mitzvah, the joy of connecting with Hashem. And taking another deep breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth, feeling seen by Hashem, noticing that inner chamber of your heart, Hashem sees it, Hashem values it, and Hashem makes it a moment of intimacy that even the angels aren't privy to. It's just you and Hashem. And allowing yourself to feel filled up. Allowing yourself to give yourself those words of encouragement and say the words right now that you want to hear. Like, wow, thank you for doing that. Thank your heart, thank your inner gavura, whatever it took for you to do that discipline, that giving muscle, that respect muscle. And really see yourself and allow yourself to be seen. And now, just like the Ketoris benefited all the Jewish people, even though it was just offered by one individual, notice the ripple effect. Notice the pleasant aroma of the Ketoris, the sweetness, the connection that you brought to your marriage from that. Because of course, every little bit of effort we put into our marriage does have a huge effect. And sometimes just taking a moment to witness ourselves and notice it. Just notice, what do you think that gave your husband? How do you think that allowed him to give to you more and deeper? With more safety. It takes a lot of safety to give. And just really seeing the gift that you gave your marriage and all the ways that it is seen. Taking a nice deep breath, opening your eyes, and wishing everyone a good Shabbos of really enjoying your inner sanctuary, this sacred inner space that's just between you and Hashem. And like with every mitzvah, the flavor, the taste, the beauty comes when we experience that with joy. So we'll be blessed to do this inner work of practicing these skills in our marriage with that joy of knowing that we are witnessed and seen by Hashem every single effort, every single step of the way.